my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. It is our Block Wednesday. It is Wednesday, Block Wednesday. So we have that, and I'm going to put the perfect 10 blocks up there, but I have a few things kind of around here that I wanted to show you what I'm doing with them, in case you have a few things around too that you need to kind of get to a certain spot so that you can do the next stuff in life. So first of all, up on the wall, and I'll get the other camera then. Those are my six, and number 7 is right here. It's almost done, of the mercantile blocks. But I wanted to show you what they're looking like. So I made a command decision that I am going to do a 3x4 setting. So that'll be 12 blocks, and then then I'll follow the pattern again, Lori Holt's pattern. It'll be inner border and then the outer border, and that is actually going to make a really nice lap quilt. Yeah, so like if I'm standing next to this, so you can see how big this is without any border on it already, and the border is like adding another 12 inches and another inch for a inner border twice, on either side. So that's like another 14 inches that go onto this, which I think is a fantastic size. So that's what I have. So once I finish this block, which I need to do now because it's like half almost done, then I will just have 5 more blocks to do of the mercantile, and that's how I'll work. Now I don't know if I'll do 1 block a week and it'll be 5 weeks. The border is quite a bit of work on the mercantile. There's quite a bit of, sew and flips to get that little picket fence look. And so I'm going to kind of think about that and get some stuff figured out. But I'm probably going to be through March and into April, probably into April, to finish the mercantile. And then because the circle is done for one, I'm going to get the other ones prepped. And then as I finish them now, I will do the circle, so that I kind of get ahead now on that. I don't have them waiting for the circle. Okay, so that is one thing. I also have been working on Stronger Together, the border for that, and I have about half of those done. So I'll be talking about that on Thursday, since I think that's Stronger Together Day, and maybe the last one for the month. No, the end of the month, I think, is the 29th, our extra day. Okay, what else do I have? Oh, my cross stitch for this. There are tiny little 4 white dots around each of those gray squares, and I put a picture up on the community page here at YouTube to see what you all thought, because I was thinking the white just doesn't show. It doesn't show on this as a single stitch. It's too subtle for me. So what I'm thinking is I could put blue, but I don't really like the idea of blue, one of the greens, and then someone suggested silver. I don't know if I really have silver, but I'm thinking maybe light gray might be nice, because then you'll see the 4 dots around each of those squares, which I think would be more darling than just having it look like squares. So I have to decide on that. So I'm going to try silver, I think. I try a light gray, which will be reading silver, because I don't think I have any silver embroidery floss. What else? Let's do the day. What do we have for today? It is Language Day. So I would love to know in the comments, leave me in the comments, if you speak a language other than your native language, wherever you are from, because people are watching from all different countries. So if you are Dutch, do you also speak another language or two? If you, are German, do you speak other languages, etc., etc.? So leave that. Even though I lived in Europe for 8 years as a kid, I only spoke a smattering of German and French in Brussels. Brussels is a dual language. Belgium is a dual language country. They speak French and Flemish, and their French is a Belgian French, so slightly different than the French spoken in France, but it is similar. I spoke a little bit of French, not much. I spoke more German when we lived in Germany. I could understand more German when we lived in Germany. I never understood a lot of French. I'm not that great at languages, and as a teenager I just didn't pick it up, or preteen into teenager. Anyway, so I'd like to hear what you have. And also today is Sticky Bun Day. Oh my goodness, sticky buns have such amazing memories for me. My granny, my grandmother, Granny, who is my dad's mom, she worked at the farmer's market. She's the grandma that worked at the farmer's market. But not only her, but also my other grandma, Nana, and Pop-Pop, Granny, Pappy, Nana, and Pop-Pop. Anyways, they all love sticky buns. And sticky buns were purchased quite often when we came to visit. And sticky buns are a roll, yeast roll, with a swirl, and then there's a caramel, like a syrup kind of, and nuts. So good. And they have to be eaten warm. You must warm them up. Do not eat them cold. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, so now I want sticky buns, but they have to be good. I'm not going to eat them if they're just like, has to be good. I could make them, but I'm not going to, because then I'd eat them all. All right. So what do we have? Let me just show you, and then we will figure it out. This is our block today. It is an easy peasy what's in your closet block Wednesday, so that if you need to catch up, or if you're just starting, this one is super, super easy. Just squares. I love this block, just squares. And let's see, here is the bonus layout, but these squares can be sort of twisted and turned any kind of way. Here's just one way for you to kind of see how they would look as a full quilt. All right, so what I will do is take all this down off the wall. I will put up what's in your closet blocks. We'll look at some fabric for this, and then I'll make that block. And while I'm making that block, I will finish the 7th mercantile block. So I'll be sewing the 2 blocks at the same time, because why not? It's just fun, right? It's fun. and then after I show you that block, then I will pull all that down and do the perfect 10. Okay, here we go. Oh, I said I would show the blocks straight on. So here they are. This I would not do. Do you see how they're the same fabric there? So one of those would have to be rotated. And I'm not positive they'll be in this exact setting. I think I will do the other 6, get them completed before I do the layout. And they're side by side. There's no sashing for this pattern. But yeah, I don't want to create that. Now, if I did 4 of those, like the same fabric, which I did not plan, but that would have been kind of cool if you wanted to sort of mix it up a little bit. So there's the black gingham. It is just looking so good in all of there. And I think the inner border will be black gingham, and maybe the 4 corners of the border and the binding. So that's kind of how I'll pull that black gingham out into every place. So there you go. Vests are what we're talking about this week. What's in your closet? A vest. I want vests to come back in a big way. Now they're only like kind of like the puffy ones, but I've always loved a vest to put sort of your outfit together. I don't know. I've always loved them. From the crocheted ones with the granny square. Do you remember those? I had those in high school. Yeah. Up until suited vests, which I made a lot of. And now I have just sort of those down ones, but I've also had long drapey ones. Just lots and pretty vests. Okay. Out of style. You can't even find vests very much at all unless they're wintry. But I digress. Let me make my block. I am going to put some blue in this one again, and because of these 4, like a lot of these blocks are the same, so if you're not putting them together right away, you can kind of, rearrange them to see color balance. But I want to use, of course, I'm going to use the background. I'm going to stay consistent there. I want to use this dark black. I've got these 2 blacks that are pretty dark, but I want to go ahead and pull in the darkest one for this. So that'll be the dark part here, these 2. And then I was looking at some light blues. This one, I think I'm going to go with this one because I haven't used it yet. I haven't used this one either, but I think I might use this one for some sashing or another block. But there's some sashing here, and I think sashing pieces, I think this might be really kind of cool in some of that. Maybe one of those big ones here. So if you do not download your supply list and layout directions, go to the project page. It is there. So this is what I'm going to do. This is my block. And then what I have is I'll have all the blocks on the wall, and I have a little mock-up of the checkerboard on the left to sort of figure that out and pick it for colors so that I know what I'm going to be doing. Okay. Christina, she has this beautiful brown plaid. The block for the tops has a lovely floral for the background. I love how that's mixing in there. Cynthia's browns and blues, really classic, and they pull the colors from the center of her large blocks. You can see that on the left, a gorgeous paisley. Daphne is got pretty in pinks in some of her block. She's got unicorns in that big one in the center, and then she put sunflowers for her block with fussy cut text print for the tops block. Deb's is beautiful pastels. There's a couple different pastels I saw. They are just so soft and pretty, very spring. Deborah's has a checkerboard she's trying out. It's kind of like classic black and white checkerboard. It looks really good. Hers might be dark green, I can't tell, but I love that concept. I'm thinking of that for mine. Diane, we have several Dianes in a row. First one's pink in this gorgeous black and white stripe. Funky, funky. Love it so much. And Diane number 2 also has pink, and you can see her tops block is got a really soft contrast for the one section of blocks. I love how that looks. It's so pretty. And Diane number 3 has got a lot of green. Loving that green in her blocks. And then she pulled in some yellows. So cool. They look great together. Frankie, she said she's using a nautical prints because that's how her home is decorated, and she hasn't yet made a quilt with nautical fabrics. So loving the boats and the whales. I can't wait to see yours as it goes along. Heather's is so cool. She has sashing, and this, look at the owl fabric and the mushrooms. Oh, so cute. Really, really love that fabric. Jan, all her blocks together, and she's got this fabric with the big flowers and the plaid for her tops block, and you can see she used that that big flower print in several of her blocks. Same with the plaids. It's really nice when you sort of repeat it through the blocks. Jennifer's looking so good. Her tops block, she put the yellow as a different fabric, so you can see she added a additional fabric for her. So if you were thinking of that, that's what it looks like. Judy's got wonderful animal fabric. That is so darling, and it's in all the blocks, and her border looks super good. Her sashing on the outer left there, she has a darker blue down the middle, so if you're thinking of that idea, she's done it so you can see it. Catherine has these gorgeous grays and pinks. Look how beautiful. And there's seashells in some of the fabric. As you can see, her tops block on the top left up there. We've got Christine, beautiful pastels. Another with the gorgeous pastels. She's repeating the floral in a couple of tests. Looks like several colorways. And she's repeating that in a lot of the blocks. Very effective. Marsha's is darling. She has a house print in the big block, and then some gorgeous florals she used for our block from last week, our tops block. Nadine has a close-up. Have to show you her text print with the merci, and X's and O's, and then all of hers together so far, where she's consistently using that text print. Love it so much. Love it, Nadine. If you don't find it one day, it's here at my house, just so you know. Pam is got some turquoise, and there's fish in some of the print. You can see the fish, and then beautiful turquoise and greens. Feels very beachy. Patty's is bees. Look at the bees, and she's putting on a lavender and white sashing. Look at the top there. That is looking so good. Teresa's just awesome. She has these great prints. I think they might be Tilda prints with the florals, and then her sashing is blue and brown, looking so good. We just have a few more. Here's Val's up close. I love that zigzaggy arrow fabric she has in for the block of last week. And then here they are together. So she's repeated that. She has that sort of chevron in a lot of the blocks. And then the last one is a from a couple weeks ago block, but I didn't get it with the show and tell. Patty did the whole quilt. Look at this. Look at this. So, so good. So good. Love it, love it, love it. I think it looks so pretty. I love using this fabric. I'm going to have to use more of that. Just going to have to. So let me put it up here in where all 5 blocks are now. There we go. So what I have is I did a mock-up of the black and white checkerboard over there, which, you know, I'm thinking I might want to do blue instead of black. So let me just trade out a mock-up. So there is the blue. I just went for that shade. I mean, I have a lighter blue here. I mean, to me, it doesn't matter what blue I'm sort of just auditioning with. Yeah, so if I use blue, see, then I still could do darker things around in the other sashings. I could try, I don't know. I don't know what I want. So anyways, you can go to the comments here at YouTube and you can tell me what you think, whether you liked the black or whether you want to make it a little bit lighter with blue. So I still have all the other sashings and things too. So this is just, remember, just here and here on both ends. So I thought, what if I use the same fabric I did in the block for this week as the checkerboard, the opposite color, because it gives me a little bit of movement. And it's lighter. I like it. I like it. I think that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with that. So I could start working on that, or at least, you know, think about working on it. So I actually have to re-record what I just did because I talked about what I just did, and then I started thinking, I thought, what about that other fabric? And so I put that up, which I just showed you, and I'm like, oh, that's it. That's it. It just gives that little bit of movement. So, okay, I'm going to take all this down and I will put up my perfect 10 blocks. After I put the first row up here, I just want to look to see that I like the placement of them. These two have the same fabric, that horse and that horse. So I will switch. I will switch these 2 blocks just so that I don't have those that close together. And I'll look at each of those 3 rows as I go down like that. So at this point, you can take a picture of these rows and kind of see where things are. I could do this when I have everything up, but like here, I've got 2 browns, so I'm going to move those. Here I have a red here and the same red up there, so I'll flip that. I also have this aqua horse here and in this row, but I didn't get one up in that row, in the top row, so I'll go ahead and switch that. Then I'll sort the other 3 rows and see how they look. So here they are. And I'll probably shift, well, maybe not. I might not shift anymore just because it starts to get tedious because there's a repeats. You know, the repeat blocks, I had multiples of the same fabrics, just not all different fabrics. But I love the lightness of it with all those light background horse fabrics. They really break up the dark background ones. So that looks really good. Sashing is going to be the green and cornerstones are going to be a gold. I'm just going to cut a little bit of that and put it up. So here's the section with the sashing, and I put yellow, pops of yellow for the cornerstones, and it only finishes 1 inch, so it's not a lot. Yeah, that looks so good. Okay, pull back for a finale of the layout, pretty much, unless I change something. So all of these, they turned out so well. Thank you everybody who sent me horse fabrics to add to what I had for this quilt. I appreciate it. That just turned out so cute. Okay, so this is going to have to stay on the wall. I am not taking it down. I'm going to start working on it, which means the next few days for the projects that we're doing, I'm not going to put anything up on the design wall. I'll find some other way to show the blocks together. But it's like, I can't move it. I've got to start sewing it. At least the verticals, you know, so that I can get the rows and then clip them by number. So that'll be fine. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to have to figure it out again. No. All right, my friend, you are making a vest. I actually went looking for my crochet vest. I'm sure I have one of those somewhere. It wasn't where I thought it was, but if I find it during this quilt along, I will get the crochet vest out and show it to you. Okay, you're gonna make a vest block and add it to all your other what's in my closet blocks. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.